Yo, what is up, everybody? And today we are back on the channel with another Madden 26 CFM video with our Tennessee Titans. You know, the same old grinding it out. And today we are going to be taking on the Seattle Seahawks. And you guys kind of see we're getting it into the game a little bit quickly here. And the reason for that is that's because this is a CPU game. So one big reason why I'm recording this game, especially, is because I kind of have like a decent amount to talk about regarding how this is gonna look going forwards and stuff. Like how, like me recording on a league for the rest of this season at least is gonna look. Cause there's like a little bit of stuff to go over, and then also I kind of want to discuss why I haven't been as active lately. Like in the last 2 weeks, I think, or actually like in the last week, maybe it's 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks. Like in the last 2 weeks, I haven't. I've only got one video out on YouTube. Like I know the last video I got out was last Saturday, and I kind of just want to explain why it's like taking me so long. What's going on? So first off, reason why it's taking me so long is I just got into a new semester. Classes are kind of like a little booming, or I shouldn't say booming, but it's a heavy workload, especially for my English class. It's a really heavy workload, as you see here. Tony Pollard on the first play. That's what I like to see. We need to keep that up, but it's a little bit of a heavy workload, and also I'm Muslim, so Ramadan has just started to meet. Ramadan Mubarak for anybody that celebrates, and happy Lent for anybody who's doing that. A couple days late on that. Oh, happy Lunar New Year too for anybody that celebrates. I'm like 5 days late on that. Sorry about that. But I just want to kind of go over it. So I've been a little busy. I can't really do any editing on the weekdays because I'm like stuck up with other work, and then also going into the future as Joey Slye nails a 59-yard field goal, I believe that was there. He's still perfect on the season, hasn't missed yet, but also going forward, it's gonna start getting a lot harder for me to make these videos like I am, or I shouldn't say a lot harder, but when I have time, I will edit during the weekdays. But going forwards, I probably won't be editing on the weekdays at all. So that means the videos are going to be coming out a little slower. So for the next week or so, it's February the 22nd at the time I'm making this voiceover. So if I'm going to try to edit as many videos as I can before we get to March, because once we get to March, as Cooper, or not Cooper Cup, I don't know, I thought that was Cooper Cup, JSN makes the grab there somehow. I'm going to try to make as many videos as I can, because come March, it's going to get like 10 times harder, because now, as Darnell Baker gets the pick over JSN, Jalen Milroe kind of threw that way too high, but um, once we get into March, it's going to be a lot harder for me to upload videos, because that's when sports season comes around. This year, I'm playing tennis. You guys might be like, "Oh, you're such a football fan. Why are you playing tennis?" I like tennis. Look, guys, last year I played lacrosse. I was decent at lacrosse, but it low-key wasted my time. I wanted to go back to tennis, and I was like, you know what? Let me not even get into that right now. But like I said, as that ball is swatted straight down by, I believe that was Matthew Cole. Well, you guys will know who Matthew Colbert is. It's one of those imported custom players. Don't even worry about it, guys. Um, but I keep going back to it. It's gonna get harder for me to make videos coming into tennis season. So now, on top of like all the work I have to do, not. I'm going to school like 7:30 in the morning, and I'm not getting home till around 6:30, 6:30 maybe at the early 6:15 at the earliest. So then on top of that, I would have to take a shower. I gotta do homework. I gotta break my fast. Gotta eat. So and then on top of that, I just have to play the games that I need to play in general. So even if I get that done at the fastest possible time, I'm probably not gonna have any free time to edit videos until about 9 o'clock. As Kimray DK fumbles, but it's kicked out of bounds. Luckily for us, and we'll pick it up at the 50-yard line, 5 yards to get into field goal range here. But yeah, I'll probably like it's just gonna be a little harder for me to edit going into March. But honestly, for right now, as this season is going, right now I am behind. You see, this is what? This is week 12. As of last night, this league that I'm recording for right now that I'm making the voiceover, we got into the playoffs last night. They sent to the playoffs last night. So I'm a little behind week 12, and now we're in the wild card round. But that takes me into my next point. Or I guess the next point doesn't really have a lot to do with the playoffs, but more schedule wise, I should say. So schedule wise, um, our game next week against the Jacksonville Jaguars will be one of the last games you see for the season. Or I should say one of the last games you'll see for the season as we get the ball off right before the first quarter ends. Tony Pollard tries to juke back inside, fighting for some extra yards, cannot get into the end zone though. Yard short, maybe a couple inches short. I worded that so weirdly. It is not the last video you will see. I am not quitting YouTube, guys. Oh, what I really meant to say, it's the last user versus user game you'll see until week 18 against the Jacksonville Jaguars again. So I'm gonna just go over this as Cam Morganson for the rushing touchdown gives us our first touchdown of the game. But to kind of clear this up, so Jacksonville Jaguars next week. That is a user versus user game. After that, Cleveland Browns, CPU, San Francisco 49ers, CPU, Kansas City Chiefs, CPU, New Orleans Saints, CPU. I actually didn't even play the New Orleans game. Actually, that I think I don't even remember what happened as Kenneth Walker has a big hole here, breaks one tackle from Armani Hooker, but gets taken down shortly after. I do not remember what happened. I remember I reached out to the guy. He said he could play, and then at time coming, he didn't play, and I think I just didn't ask the commissioner if I could play CPU before we sent or whatnot. But yeah, so after the Jacksonville Jaguars game, the next what was that 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks are all CPU games, and I only played three of them. So the way I was gonna go about this, I don't want to. See. I think the way I will go about this is I might show you guys the full Cleveland Browns game, or at least a decent amount of that as Jalen Milroe gets in for the touchdown for the Seahawks. I think I'm going to show you guys a decent amount of the Cleveland Browns game. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but it was a good enough game to the point where I felt as though I should probably show a lot of it. Now, I obviously I sorry if that spoiled it for you guys, but like I kind of just want to get my schedule straight going here as Tony Pollard gets absolutely walloped. But I the Cleveland Browns game, I don't know if I want to make a standalone video for that, as Cam Ward absolutely butchers Calvin Ridley on the drag route. But I don't know if I want to show like all. I don't know if I'm going to make it a standalone video like I'm making this one. And another reason why I'm making this a standalone video is the fact that I play the Jacksonville Jaguars next week. It would kind of be weird if I skip to the Jacksonville Jaguars game, then made the Seahawks video, so then you guys kind of get spoiled about the Seahawks before you like watch. You guys get what I'm trying to say. But yeah, that's kind of a main reason. So I'm really contemplating whether I want to make the Cleveland Browns a standalone game or possibly this was the second option. The second option is usually my videos are 25 minutes long. This one is 25 minutes long as Jalen Milroe is going deep for JSN and it's picked off by Chiadobe Awuzie. Jalen Milroe throws his second pick of the day, kind of overthrowing JSN both times as Tony Pollard gets some good blocks on the HB base, gets some good yardage too, gets it up to about the 35-yard line. But most of my videos really end up in that 25 to 30 minute mark. The games usually end around like 22 to 25 minutes, and the rest of it is just like outro, post game, just talking about the next game and stuff. Oh my god, excuse me. It's mostly just talking about like post game stuff, and yeah. So I was either thinking make each game into like 10-minute highlights. So if that were to happen after the Jacksonville Jaguars game, how it would work? We would going into the next video, there wouldn't really be an intro kind of like this video. It would kind of just be like straight into the game. Yo, what's up, everybody? Today we're back on the channel. We got the Cleveland Browns here, no intro. Like right into the game, no intro whatsoever. And make those like 10-minute highlights. Like, you know how NFL makes those like post game highlights and they're like, yeah, something like that. As we get into Alec Meyer over the middle who walks in for a touchdown, does a little dance after, but that's my first option, or that's my second option, making it like 10-minute highlights, blah blah blah, and come out to about like 30 minutes. Boom. So I guess after I'm done making the Jacksonville Jaguars video, I still had to edit that one, as be so said. So maybe like while I'm editing that one, maybe like while I'm in the intro, excuse me, maybe while I'm in the intro or outro, I'll let you guys know what I'm really going to do. If I want to use that first option, make the Cleveland Browns standalone game, or if I'm going to like combine those all together. And nothing about that. I wasn't even contemplating about making this a standalone game. I was really thinking about editing the Jacksonville Jaguars game into this, like, we're at the 10-minute mark now, and I was thinking about I should probably just make it this video like 10 minutes and then do the Jacksonville Jaguars one. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I can sit here for 40 minutes and talk like that, which is a big reason why I didn't do it. Because 10 minutes, 25 minutes, if that game like gets done at the earliest convenience, that's like 35. I can do 35 minutes. Anything 40 minutes as Jalen Melrose almost puts his hands into the cookie jar again. Cody Barton almost had that pick. Unfortunately, he was facing the wrong way as 3rd and 7. Jalen Melrose going deep, and it's almost picked off by, I believe that was Darnell Baker there. Oh, excuse me. That was getting a little dried up. Yeah, I don't know if I can really talk for about like 35, 40 minutes like that, especially about Matt. Like, not saying that Madden bores me, but I don't know if I can do that straight commentary like that. As Cam Ward slides down at the 35-yard line, and I think like really other than that, that's really mostly what I wanted to talk about. As Cam Ward has some time here, rolling out of the pocket, looking down the field for Kimere Dike. He hangs on. Titans use their second timeout. 14 seconds left. Cam Ward still looking to pass and runs out of time. He was going deep for Coward. Really looked like really might have had a step there, but gets hit his. Ow. I don't know if you guys heard that. I just like banged my finger on the desk. But Cam Ward, 9 seconds left. Tony Pollard dropped it. A little bit of a contested catch. We are in Joey Slide's field goal range, so there is no reason to keep running a play here. Hopefully, Cam Ward gets the ball out of bounds in time, unlike he did a little while back. If you guys remember, I think it was the Broncos game actually, week one. Had an easy field goal with Joey Sly. Cam Ward did not throw the ball away in time. This time, he actually does. He throws it away with 1 second to spare. But we get that field goal up and good. We take a 20-7 lead. And as you guys see, I think I'm going to get, excuse me, I think I'm going to get a little bit more serious on the commentary. See, this is why I can't make a 35 to 40-minute video, especially during Ramadan. My throat's getting dry. I can't speak anymore. As Jalen Milrow absolutely butchers the throw with JSN again. I know JSN is getting mad at this. The Emerald City route artist is not happy with Jalen Milrow as Kenneth Walker gets upended on the cut stick. But what was I saying? I forgot what. Yeah. I'm gonna get a little bit more. I think I really covered all the bases that I wanted to talk about. I think so. Yeah, I think that was everything. So we're going to switch to more of a commentary mode here at 2nd and 10. 2nd and 12, Kenneth Walker took it on the handoff. He went back for 2 yards. Is now Jalen Milrow rolling up in the pocket. Gets it to JSN on his post route as he was in coverage by Darnell Baker. That was on the RPO. Jalen Milrow hands it off to Kenneth Walker. The man fell down there. I don't know who that was. He was on the ground. He kind of got himself ran over after the fact. Man in motion here. Jalen Milrow rolling up in the pocket. He finds himself running into Kevin Winston Jr. Now 3rd and 1 and a little bit of a strong formation. Obviously a run fit here from the Titans as Kenneth Walker fights for extra yardage, but he gets it to 4th and inches. That was also Kenneth Walker that was injured on the play, and Jalen Milrow. Guys, I don't know what to do about the quarterback sneak. I, I feel like there's going to come to a point where I'm just going to have to do that thing where I go in the goal line formation, I bring my guy up to the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be like, oh, if the commissioner says I can't do it, I won't do it. As Cody Barton absolutely blows up that screen pass. Kenneth Walker barely even got back to the line of scrimmage, third and 11. Jalen Milrow dropping back to pass, running out of time, going deep, and it's batted away by Kevin Winston Jr. And thank God. Look, I have played a fair share of my all Madden CPU games, and something that I usually do a lot. In that situation, I will try to pick the ball off, and if I try to do that 10 out of 10 times, the CPU is going to catch it. I don't know what it is. I don't know how the CPU does it, but it is that is the CPU's version of cheese there. Let me tell you guys something. If you ever play an all Madden CPU team, whenever the CPU does a high pass like that, it's a corner route into the back corner of the end zone as Cam Ward takes it on the RPO. Cam Ward has some blocks. One man to beat, and it's freaking Nick. Or how do you run Nick? I can't pronounce his name. I wasn't going to say that word, guys. I can't pronounce. Actually, that was not even the right guy at all. That was Devon Witherspoon on the tackle there. As you see there, the Seahawks defensive end is lit up. That is Matthew Colbert, who gets his first sack of the game after being lit up. Now third and 18, obviously looking at passing here in the 5 wide. Cam Ward running out of time, just trying to get away. He throws it out of bounds, and we will have an easy field goal up and good down the middle. Joey slides still perfect. Shoot, what was I talking about? Y'all, I think I failed at the I don't even remember what I was talking about. It'll come back to me eventually. As you see there, I'm absolutely blown up. No chance whatsoever. Rashid Shaheed, I am sorry for you. You might have to go to the hospital after that one. Man, what was I talking? You know what? When I watch the video back, I'll find out what I was talking about, and I'll mention it in the next video if I don't forget. As you guys already know, I have a horrible short-term memory as Jeffrey Simmons kind of blew up the inside run there. Now third and 10. Jalen Milrow has JSN in motion, looking back to pass, running out of time, and he's sacked by Jeffrey Simmons. Titans have another sack on the day, fourth and 17 here. Michael Dixon's just going to punt it away to Kimura Dike, who fumbled on an earlier punt return, looking to not do it again as Kimura Dike trying to get to the outside, and he's going to be ultimately forced out at the 47-yard line. And I have to say it again, man, oh man, we are almost in Joey Sly's field goal range. Now in Joey Sly's field goal range as Tony Pollard takes it up the middle. He has over 100 rushing yards on the day at the 31-yard line. In the fourth quarter here, the Titans still do not have 100 passing yards. Oh my God. That's another thing. I don't know why, but when I play against the CPU, my passing yards just take a big, like, dip. Especially in like these franchise leagues, like they always take a dip. I don't know why. I don't know why that is, but I think we now have just hit over 100 passing yards as Tony Pollard takes it to the outside on the. Oh my God, I can't speak. On the halfback zone, he is able to take it in to touchdown to give the Titans a 30-10 lead. To, to, Tariq Witherspoon, that is not his name. Tariq Woolen was the man who had the earliest chance of a tackle there, but he could not make it in time as Torrey Holton is to take the kickoff return to the 25-yard line. Oh, and we still have not passed 100 yards passing. That's actually kind of sad as Kenneth Walker gets to the outside, breaks one tackle. Kenneth Walker is going to then be taken down by Xavier Woods at the 50-yard line. Seahawks need a big comeback and fast to get back into this game as Cody Barton absolutely wild somebody now second and four from across the midfield. 5 minutes left. Jalen Milrow rolling up in the pocket. Cody Barton tries to make one tackle, misses, and another tackle miss. Who is that? Who's number 18? Let's find this out. Elijah Elijah Air. I can't pronounce his name. Elijah A. We're just gonna call him Elijah A. And if you guys haven't realized by now, when I like usually when I can't find a player, like how's looking for me, I literally have like the voiceover I'm making is on my monitor, and then on my computer screen, I have neon up with like all the player names. So that's what I usually do when I'm trying to find these player names. As Jalen Milgrove finally makes use of his elite speed and rolls up in the pocket, has himself an easy touchdown. Obviously, trying to copy Cam Ward going for a rushing touchdown. As you see there, Seahawks now trying for an onside kick. Van Jefferson, our fourth, fifth string wide receiver, I believe it is, as himself. The pickup, luckily for us, as Cam Ward fumbles on the first play of the drive, trying to take it on the quarterback draw. The ball is still down, but it's picked up by somebody, probably a lineman. It was in the pile there. Now under 2 minutes, we're just looking to chew this clock out. Tony Pollard breaks one tackle, bounced off a lineman. I guess now third and three, 2 minutes 50 seconds. Seahawks started using their timeouts here. We need to get this first down and preserve some time. We're going for Calvin Ridley on the drag route, but it's forced out by Matthew Colbert, or not really forced out by him, I guess, and really do anything. But I guess a force out still a force out in that book. Maybe he'll get a PDEF, which is pass. I don't know why I said. Why did I even say that? Pass deflection. As Joey Sly has his field goal up and good, and somebody, Rashid Shaheed, I think, just got walloped on the kick return again. And Joey Sly, that man can kick. That man can. Oh my God! You know what? Something just gave me PTSD as JSN gets blown up by Kyer Elam or Cody Barton. I don't know who that was, but he forced the ball out, and we will have the ball back. And JSN, he has to be so mad today. Jalen Milroe has overthrown him about 3 or 4 times, two of them leading to picks, and now he's fumbled the ball. He has to be fuming as we get it to Calvin Ridley on the drag route. Calvin Ridley has this burst of speed, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. And this is what I was waiting for. PXML Commissioner, if you are seeing this video, I did that accidentally. I actually didn't know that was a thing until you. Alright, for the viewers, you guys won't know what I'm talking about. But there was a new rule in this league. There's something called like speed boosting or whatnot. I think it was like, or at least in this situation, I know what I did. I'm sorry if I kind of just blew into the mic like that. I didn't mean to harass your guys' ears, but I think in that situation I was running and I tried to make a cut. Now for the PXML rules, as Jalen Milroe is going to somehow throw this away, it's like I think if you press like the cut stick, which is LT for me, I'm playing on Xbox, so it's like LT and then press RT right after that. What I did in this situation, I was making a cut as Jeffrey Simmons has himself his second sack of the day. I was making a cut. I didn't press LT. I pressed RT. I pressed like RT and then I cut to the right like really fast. I didn't really mean to do it. I was kind of trying to slow down as Cedric Gray will effectively end this game. You see, mailman or not mailman Johnny Hecker will come and kneel this ball, but I kind of did it really fast and I didn't know that I would get a speed boost from that, especially like that. You see, like Calvin really went from about like 80 to 105 speed in like 2 seconds. But like I was saying, Commissioner, that was a total accident. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. Please don't ban me. I like this league. Um, yeah, I guess you could. Just, I guess I just put you guys on the sauce. Also, the little speed boost that you guys see is being replayed. Madden's putting insult to injury on me here. Obviously trying to get me banned from the league, but see here, we get a good win over the CPU. Not pretty passing stats from Cam Ward. 9 for 18. What was that? Like 132 yards and 2 touchdowns. I guess the completion and incompletion ratio is not good, but no interceptions. Again, that's pretty good. That's what I like to see. Um, but other than that, that's really going to be it for me on this video. We got a quick dub against the CPU, 40 to 17, light work, no real reaction. But after the Jaguars game, we will have some good CPU games that will be a little bit more engaging if you guys do like watching users play CPU games. That's something I hate, which is something I, like I'm playing the CPU for the content really. Like I do hate seeing users play CPU. I kind of find it a little bit boring. But you know, most of the time when you see a user play the CPU, that videos are like an hour long. I will not make you guys sit through like a 50-minute long video of me like fully playing the CPU. I will cut it down every time. But other than that, that's really going to be it for me in this video. Kind of like a more informative video of how things are going to be looking in the future. But next week, I'll try to get the next video out, or I'll at least try to start editing it today. Possibly get it out tonight. I'll try my best on that one. But other than that, that's gonna be it for me in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.